In today's video, I'm sharing with you the 5 simple steps to transition to a plant-based diet. Hello, if you're new here, hey, I'm Healthy Emmie. I'm the creator of the Slim on Starch program. I'm a weight loss specialist and a nutritionist. And if you want to work with me, as well as a mindset coach and a nutrition coach to lose weight on a plant-based diet, click the link in the down bar. So why listen to me? Well, as I said, I am a weight loss specialist and a nutritionist, but what can I actually get done? Well, here are some of my clients. I can help you whether you are male, female, non-binary, no matter what age you are, premenopause, postmenopause, you've never even touched menopause, you just had a baby. I've got you covered. Here are some of my clients who have followed the steps that I'm talking about in this video while they were participating in the Slim on Starch program.
When we met, I weighed 261 pounds. I said, yeah, I'd like to be under 200. You said, no. What's your dream weight? What do you want to weigh? And if I could be 185, I'd be on the moon. And I remember telling you that, and you said, you're going to see that. And I said, there's no way. And now I'm at 168.
I was 136 pounds. And then I got to 109 pounds.
I've had the pleasure of working with you, and you are the real deal.
Each week it would just keep going down, and then it kept going down. And every week I would say, oh my God, each week until I said, okay, I'm pinning my clothes on. It has to stop.
Today I'm giving you 5 tips. Tips 1, 2, and 3 are about what not to eat. Tips 4 and 5 are about what to eat. And if you stick around for bonus tip number 6, that tip is going to guarantee your success. First and foremost, tip number 1 is to cut out animal products. This is meat, dairy, eggs, fish, fowl. If it is an animal or it came from an animal, you are not going to want to eat it. There was a study done where there were 2 groups of people that were both on a calorie-restricted diet. They were eating the same amount of calories. One of the groups was plant-based, the other group was including animal products. Specifically, they were including chicken. And what was found was that in the group that still was eating the chicken, they did not lose as much weight as the group that was plant-based, and they were eating the same amount of calories. So it really does matter that you are excluding the animal products. Tip number 2 is to cut out the oil. I know that we've heard that oil is healthy. It's good for your heart, or it's good for your brain. Make sure to get extra virgin, or coconut oil is the cure to everything. I used to think this as well, but what I now recognize being a weight loss specialist and working with my clients in the Slim on Starch program is that oil is the most calorically dense food product on the planet. It's 4,000 calories per pound in comparison to something like zucchini, for example, which is about 75 calories per pound. So even a teeny amount of oil is going to make a huge impact. Here is a graphic from Forks Over Knives where they show you how even just a small amount of oil can pack on a bunch of calories. Why is this something that we want to avoid? Because that oil is going to bypass your satiety signals, meaning that when you add in even 400 calories worth of oil, your body is not going to be able to sense that you've had that 400 calories in comparison to if the 400 calories came from whole plant foods that have the bulk, they have the fiber, they have the water, meaning that you could experience weight gain or frustration from not losing weight if that is your goal, if you are keeping the oil in your diet. And I'll hear people say, oh, I'm just having a little bit of oil. But let's go back to this graphic and recognize that a little bit of oil does have a big impact. So you're going to want to go oil-free, which means that you can cook your foods via steaming, baking, oven roasting without any oil. You can get yourself an air fryer. You can eat them raw. You can learn how to water saute with water instead of using oil. I'll talk about that a little bit later on in this video. Tip number 3 is to cut out the processed foods. Now, I know that we think that when we see vegan on something, or we see organic, or we see gluten-free, or we see all natural, that beautiful marketing can make us think that those foods are healthy. But the processed foods are devoid of the water and the fiber that's going to help us feel full and be able to trust our body's hunger fullness cues. In the Slim on Starch program, my clients don't count calories. They rely on their body's natural hunger fullness cues to guide them on how much to eat. When we're including processed foods and oils and animal products, we unfortunately cannot rely on our hunger fullness cues because those foods don't have the fiber, the water, the bulk that's going to satisfy our stretch receptors in our stomach that allow us to rely on these hunger fullness cues. So you don't want to be eating foods that are packaged that have an ingredients list. If it has an ingredients list, let's stay away from it and let's just focus on whole food, plant-based. Let's not even think about that vegan word. I think that really confuses a lot of people, and then we start to gravitate toward those processed products. And those processed products still are very high in oil and in sodium and in added sugar, and they have a lot of additives that are not going to promote our long-term health on this lifestyle. So what do we eat? I mean, trust me, I get it. I grew up eating a standard American diet. And I remember when I first transitioned to this lifestyle, a meal didn't quite feel complete with me because it didn't have that meat component. It felt weird. I felt like something was missing. I always had that meat on my plate growing up. That was just what I knew, and that's what I was used to. So it felt weird for me. It felt incomplete. So I'm going to tell you what you are going to load up on your plate instead. Tip number 4 is for every meal to make sure that you're having an abundance of starches as well as vegetables. So when I say starches, I'm talking about potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice, quinoa. You could do pasta. You could do a high quality bread. That's what I mean by starches. And then vegetables, you can do any vegetables. Now, I did mention a little bit earlier that we don't want animal products and we don't want oil. So you want to be steaming your vegetables, you want to be water sauteing them, you want to be air frying them without any oil. You don't want to add any cheese or add any butter to them. It's going to be a taste bud adjustment, but I promise you, you will adjust. This is coming from the gal that used to eat Hostess cupcakes, and pretty much ketchup sandwiches was the only thing that I would eat. Yes, ketchup sandwiches. White bread and ketchup. That was what I ate growing up. I did not have a diverse palate by any means. If I can do it, you can do it. If my parents can do it in their 60s, you can do it. My parents ate a standard American diet for over 50 years, and they transitioned their taste buds, released weight, cholesterol was lowered. If they can do it, you can do it too. By the way, if you haven't seen the Healthy Mummy series, where I go through my mom's transition and lowering her cholesterol and losing her menopause weight gain, you have got to watch that. You're going to fall in love with her, and maybe you'll like me a little bit too, fingers crossed. Tip number 5 is to find oil-free vegan recipes. So you are not going to want to search up vegan recipes because you'll find things like vegan fried chicken and Beyond Meat and all these things that are great because they're not harming animals and they're better for the environment. But when it comes to your health, they're not the most health promoting products. And a lot of the vegan recipes that you find online are not going to be healthy recipes. So what I recommend instead is that you search for, or you can get my cookbooks. I have plenty of cookbooks. They're linked in the down bar. Here they are. I have plenty of them that you can just download. They're ebooks for digital download. You can get them right this second if you wanted to. Find oil-free vegan recipes or whole food plant-based recipes online. And there are so many resources for these. I have mine down below if you want to get those, but there are so many available online as well. The oil-free part is really, really important because, like I said, otherwise you're going to be getting products that are not so healthy, and the oil-free vegan world is more geared toward whole food plant-based, which is really what you're going for here. Otherwise, you're going to be frustrated because you're not going to be reaching your health goals, and you're going to say, what the heck, man, I'm putting in all this effort, I'm cooking all these vegan recipes. I would stay away from the word vegan and more go toward the whole food plant-based oil-free world. I'm going to challenge you to find 3 whole food plant-based vegan recipes that you enjoy and tuck those into your back pocket. When it comes to the stages of change, You don't have to make a change right this second in terms of action, but you could be in the preparation stage of change. You could be in the contemplation stage of change. You're not in pre-contemplation because you're currently on this video watching me, but you could send in an application for the Slim on Starch program, and that would start to move you into the action phase, which actually gets us into tip number 6, the bonus tip. If you want to lock it in, if you are very serious about this and you're like, I don't want to muck around, I don't want to mess around, I just want to get this done, I want to do it right, I want to check it off my list and move on with the rest of my life, then I highly recommend you click the link in the down bar right now, you take action, and you just apply to work with me in the Slim on Starch program. You'll work with me, a nutrition coach, and a mindset coach. You'll have 3 of us here supporting you for at least the next 6 weeks to get you on a really strong trajectory. And if you want to continue working with us past that, you totally can. That's absolutely an option. I'll be here as long as you need to. Once you're a client of mine, I will not kick you out. And we'll make sure that we completely lock this in for you. I'll tell you exactly what to eat. You're going to be taking photos of everything that you're eating so that we can evaluate those photos, make tweaks if necessary, and make sure that you're actually reaching your goals. You're going to have mindset exercises that you work through. You're going to come on calls with me, weekly check-ins from your nutrition coach and your mindset coach. We've got you covered. If you want to lock it in, I highly recommend you take that bonus tip right now. Click the link in the down bar. If you made it to this point in the video, I'm curious, what day of the week is it for you? I want to know what day of the week you're watching this video, because this is the day of the week that you are going to change the rest of your life. And let's make note of that. It was just a random blank when I decided to change my life. I love you, honeys, and I'll see you in my next video.